Welcome to this week's edition of World Crisis Radio. This is Webster Tarpley reporting from Washington, D.C., and we're taping this program on the 8th anniversary of the 9/11 coup d'etat, a coup d'etat that emerged from the bowels of the U.S. intelligence community, as all thinking persons know. Today we're going to, however, depart from our usual order of things because of the scheduling. Phil Berg, our usual guest, is very much in demand, so he's going to come in earlier than usual, so we're going to get Phil Berg on to give us an update right away on the legal battle against Obama. And remember that Berg is the founder of this. Don't listen to those right-wing characters who say they did it. They didn't do it. Phil Berg did it, and here he is. Welcome, Phil.
My pleasure. Always to be on your show, Webster. Yeah, I did it. It seems I started this 14 months ago, August 21st, 2008. I filed the first lawsuit against Obama, claiming he was not natural born, therefore he could not be president. And there's just been a massive cover-up since then, as even before that time. And a significant part, and I bring up to listeners, is the fact that Nixon was involved. The Watergate was a break-in, but the significant part which put Nixon out of office was the cover-up. And we have a massive cover-up here, and we need the public pressure on there, and I'm getting a bigger and bigger response from people all across this great nation. And anyone that's listening, well, I guess they'd be there already, but a number of people are going to Washington, D.C. for the events on the 12th, and but they've particularly excluded us. They say they don't want to be involved in the birth certificate issue, which makes no sense. I'm not going to fight, but there are a number of people of my supporters around the country who are going to hand out flyers and signs dealing with the birth certificate issue.
Phil, let me just ask you, who did you talk to? Is this the National Tea Party Coalition? Is this Freedom Works? Let's hear who is saying no to this issue.
Well, the Tea Party, I contacted them several months ago. They didn't want it. I don't have the name in front of me. And Freedom, what's the other one? Freedom
Works.
I spoke to the scheduler for that, the person planning it, and he said they decided they don't want me involved in it. Me being the birth certificate issue. So, then I saw, between you and me, I saw they have like 30-some speakers on their agenda, and
right.
Everyone's talking about different topics, and I would get lost in the shuffle anyhow. And we're significant enough, we should be at the top. If they don't want us, they need us, I think, more than we need them.
Absolutely. And remember, a lot of those are desperate Republican demagogues, retreads, trying to get money. They're lobbyists. Dick Armey, who's leading the whole thing, is a highly paid fat cat lobbyist for all kinds of predatory corporate interests, and he's now trying to dupe all these Tea Party people by coming on as he's for responsible government. He's against deficits after these guys tripled the deficit under Reagan and then did even more in the 90s.
No, you're absolutely right. You there?
So we hope. Well, we were hoping you would come anyway, but there's some of us will be out there in some form or another.
Right,
is there any place where your supporters should meet? I mean, do we have something like that, a meetup
No,
point?
we didn't coordinate that, and I think it's just as well, because I'll be shocked if, I think the best thing is just mingle with everybody, and the more people, anyone can put some flyer out. We try to get it. My computers have been down. Something to get them to go to obamacrimes.com. Just some paper. The birth certificate issue is the most important issue, because if we get him out on that, all these other things which he is doing detrimental to the country will fall by the wayside. And I really think that he does not have our interest in mind at this point.
Certainly not. Remind us now of the upcoming court calendar, and tell us dates and times and cities so supporters can at least get organized for that, because there you're going to be doing the arguments, and some moral support in the courtroom would be a good thing, and outside the courthouse.
Sure. Well, the definite date we have right now is for the Third Circuit Court of Appeals, October 26th. That deals with the case where I was knocked out on standing. The Hollister case is in the District of Columbia Court of Appeals. That's waiting for briefing schedule. And the other, which I think is most significant, is the False Claim Act, Quitem Act, which was sealed, but now because the judge dismissed it, it's unsealed. And we should be having a hearing any day soon. I'm waiting for a notice, because last time when it was up for a hearing, we had it scheduled within 2 weeks. This time, I think I put an issue before the judge, which I think he's perplexed, because we were thrown out, but I filed a motion for reconsideration saying there's a major conflict of interest with Eric Holder, the Attorney General of the United States, and Obama. And I set forth that, and I stated I think that either I should prosecute the case or they should turn it over to a special prosecutor to review it and then prosecute the case. So we're waiting on that, and I feel the delay by the judge, I think he doesn't know what to do, because he stated, if your listeners recall, when we had the qui tem hearing, the False Claims Act, the doors were locked, the windows were sealed, it was a sealed case. But now it's unsealed, it's open, we can talk about it in the public, and I really think that we have a major conflict of interest. And significant is Attorney General Eric Holder just appointed a special prosecutor to look into the CIA operations during the Bush years. So that should help us. Why are you appointing one in that case and not this case? So that's the case, but I need people out there. We need more and more people involved. I need everyone to go to your website. Look up ObamaCrimes.com, 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 and then I need you to send it on to everyone in your address book, and after that I need you to send it to everyone, ask them to send it on to everyone in their address book. We have to raise the public awareness. If the general public knew what was going on here, there'd be such an outrage, they would force Obama out of office, and I think we can do that faster than the court system.
Very good, and it's going to have to be done without some of these fakers who are trying to ride a popular movement back into partisan power. So the appointment is October 26th in Philadelphia for the Third Circuit, correct?
Correct.
Do we have a time of day?
I think it's like 9:30 in the morning.
So in the morning of October 26th.
And one other thing I want to say, someone convinced me to go on Facebook. Anyone out there on Facebook, join up on Facebook, or send me you can send a request to be on my Facebook, which is under Phil Berg. And I put out a motion to people yesterday, and I've gotten like 500 more names since yesterday. And if we can build based on that, there's a message writing system also. I'm doing everything in my power to get the public aware of what's going on, and I need your help, general public. So go to me on Facebook, go to me on ObamaCrimes.com, spread the word, and if you have a few bucks, send us a contribution. We could use it.
Okay, so October 26th in Philadelphia, and we've got to be ready at the drop of a hat here in Washington, D.C., to go down to the federal courthouse on the False Claims Act qui tem case, in case a hearing is called, and that would give us maybe a week or two of lead time if we're lucky.
That's right. And I think that's the case we can do, and I think I've raised an excellent point. If the judge backs out on this and causes us to lose at this level, I think we have a great appealable issue. So we're going to pursue it. We're not stopping. We want the truth. If the truth is Obama's natural born, show us the certifications already. We'll go away. I don't believe he is. I believe he's an illegal alien. I believe that he cannot serve as president, nor was his term as a U.S. Senator valid, and that's why we're pursuing the qui tem case against him.
Okay, and just one other question. The quo warranto case, is there any progress on that? Some of us are hoping for quo warranto at least to the end of the year.
I was just talking to my assistant. We're going to try to do it. We're just snowed with all these other cases, but I'm going to try to get that out because that is another significant case. So we're going to try to get that out shortly.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you very much, Phil. And remember that website is ObamaCrimes.com, and you want to send on the relevant releases to your list and also make a contribution on, I think, the PayPal that's there. Thank you very much, Phil. We'll see you next week. Keep fighting and keep leading. Bye-bye. All right, so thanks to Phil Berg, who had a scheduling problem today. Now, let's just, in the couple of seconds we have left in this segment, let's just go through what we need to talk about today. I think the big news in terms of organizing, remember, we want to put a stress on organizing and changing things rather than simple commentary. The issue of the Tobin tax, the securities transfer tax or trading tax, has now exploded into the public view, thanks, strangely enough, to the AFL-CIO. You heard what I thought last week about Rich Trumka, my questions for Rich Trumka, but setting that aside, gold is where you find it. The AFL-CIO is now mobilizing its lobbying apparatus for a Tobin tax, and that, as you know, is a tax on Wall Street turnover. They talk